Whoop, 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 de whoop, whoop. What's going on out there this fine Tuesday in MECA land? I hope everybody's had a good start to their week here. I'm a little bit late, I guess about 5 minutes late here this week, but been running around kind of like a chicken with my head cut off. But I made it, got everything set up. I had my camera out there with me at the show this weekend, trying to get a few little videos, but I didn't end up getting as much as I wanted. But anyways, I got everything set up and I made it. So, how's everybody doing this Tuesday evening? Like it up, share it up. We should be live on Facebook and YouTube at this point. Gonna have on here Mr. Mike Smith with me tonight. He's our Michigan event director. I believe he also won a championship this year. I think he probably got a specialty award also, so I guess he meets all the criteria. And he's been a MECA head for quite a long time. What's going on, Mr. Meshke? How you doing this evening? Just a couple things real quick. I know a lot of folks have noticed that we do have the website going halfway again. We're still having a few little issues with some things showing to the front as far as the results, it looks like. So hopefully we'll have that resolved here soon. And I think from there, just a few more things to kick in gear. And we should have the website almost back to normal here shortly. So I guess now that I've covered that, I feel like I've been covering that for a year now. But oh well, we're almost back above the water there. I have also been having a few folks ask about finals, so hopefully here I've been waiting to hear some word from some of the other orgs, and I'm going to check tonight. I told him I was going to wait until the first, and if we couldn't get it together, I was going to have to go ahead and do my backup plan. So one way or the other, you guys should have an announcement here in the next week or two. I don't expect it to take longer than that because, like I said, I do already have a plan to move it forward. Just waiting on a couple things to come together, the logistics of it and stuff, and make sure which plan we're going to move forward with, I suppose. So I'll let you guys know about that as soon as I can. I know everybody needs to plan and get their stuff together. I think either way it goes, a lot of folks will be happy either way. So I'm sure some of them won't either way, but some of them will. So I guess that's the way it all works, right? What's going on, Mr. Mayo? So let's see. I do think we have a couple events coming up this weekend. I'll cover those real quick before I get Mike in here, and then we'll get Mike in here and get to chatting about, he is one of our judges, but the majority of it will be, kind of more like a competitor hat style. Talking about competing and builds and stuff like that. So if you guys got questions for us, like I said, Mike's been around a long time, and should be a pretty good little show here. So make sure you share it up for us, like and subscribe, comment, throw me stars, all that good stuff. Let's see here. So April 5th, Shannon and I are going to make our way down to Alabama. First time in a while, MECA's had a regular season event in Alabama other than, I think, Triple Fest. So it's been a while. But the Rick Wood Battle, it'll be a 2X this weekend, Saturday in Alabama. there in Birmingham. So if you're in Alabama, all my Alabama people, share it up, see the event, share it. We'd like to see all you guys out there. Get to see some new faces, old faces. Um, we're looking forward to it. We'll probably hit the road sometime Friday evening, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody Saturday. Again, that's going to be a 2X at Rickwood Radio Service in Birmingham, Alabama, and that's on Saturday the 5th. So we'll see you guys there. And then it looks like we have our first Pennsylvania event coming up this weekend, the TC Blast Off. That'll also be a 2X hosted at TC Customize in Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania. Kevin Mayo, our event director out there, is going to get that one off for us. So get out there and see Kevin, get your points. And then it looks like Indiana's got its another show coming at them. Sunday, Bloomington Stunning. That's going to be a 2X in Bloomington, Indiana. Chad and Sean will be out there putting that one on for you guys. So make sure you get out this weekend. 3 awesome events. Bloomington, Indiana, Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania, and Birmingham, Alabama. Here we come. So everybody heading out to those events, we wish you safe travels and high scores. And, like I said, we're looking forward to seeing you there. So 3 events this weekend. If you didn't catch all that, you can go back or check out www.mecacaraudio.com for the event schedule. We do have that working again at this time. And then also, I've been trying to keep up with posting all the events to Facebook. I'm not sure how successful I'm being right now, but I think I've got most of them up there, if not all of them. So I also want to add real quick while we're talking about shows. I know some of you's been asking questions about certain places and things like that. So right now, it's only the beginning. We add events basically all year long. I do think we'll end up having, north of 140 or 50 events again this season, just like we always do. So just bear with us. And as the events come in and as we get them scheduled and get everything, ironed out, we'll get those posted as soon as we can. But I do expect to have, more events, especially in Kentucky and things like that. So just so you guys aren't freaking out, we are working on, getting stuff together and trying to take care of everybody. So some of it's just taking a little bit longer than normal. And let's see here. I'm going to check my chats real quick, but I think that's all I had. So what's going on, Mr. Stephen Cassidy, Mr. Jack Hawley, Michael Haslidge, blah, 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 Mr. Solins, Mr. Chad. Yeah, all the shows are pretty much rain or shine as far as I know. Mr. Jeffrey, Mr. Alt, how you doing this evening? So, Mr. Simone. Let's see here. Miss Whitney. All right. I think I'm going to go ahead and bring Mike in. Like I said, Mike's been around MECA for quite some time now. I know it's the better part of 10 years. I'm sure at this point, maybe longer. I think longer. But my timeline's a little off sometimes. But like I said, longtime competitor. Been a judge now with us, I think more than once, but been judging again with me now for almost 2 years. He's the Michigan event director, and he's the one that gets everything going with us in Michigan. So Chad just sent in 6 more events last night, and he has 4 or 5 more to put on the schedule. So Indiana's going to be pop, lock, and drop. And let's see here. I'm going to bring in Mr. Mike Smith, and boom.
Bam. What up, bud?
What's going on, man?
Living,
huh?
Yep. Living the dream, dreaming to live.
There you go. That's a good thing, I suppose.
Yes, sir.
Let's see here. Yeah, no, we didn't get hit by no naders. I did watch a big giant rotating cloud go over my house, but it was really big and it wasn't really moving fast yet, but it was pretty bad storm, I guess. I know upper Indiana got the brunt of some of it. I don't know, it kind of stretched all the way across there. So anybody dealing with storm damage right now, we're thinking about you. And let's see here. Mike is my spirit animal. I hear that.
Thank you, sir.
So are you able to see the comments there?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So I guess maybe since we already get a question, so Michigan events coming up, you want to talk about some of those real quick before we take off on the competitor stuff?
Yeah, sure, for sure. So we got April 12th. We're gonna do our season opener in Bay City. It's just a 2X kind of a pop-up event. I was hoping to do a 419. What up, Jack? Hoping to do a 419 show, but just couldn't find a venue that was going to work out for us. So we're going to make the April 12th show work.
Right.
And then we got May 3rd is going to be a big show in Greenville, 3X at Sound Solutions. I guess I should say for April 12th, ACCL will be out in Bay City with us. So we'll have multiple orgs there. May 3rd is going to be our 3X in Greenville, Sound Solutions, ACCL, Frost Battle Zone, and I believe DB Drag will all be there. So that should be a huge 3X. Usually one of our bigger shows of the year anyways. Right. So that should be pretty good. May 7th, or I'm sorry, May 17th. We're just doing a small 1X at Sound Solutions for some of the guys that kind of want to do test and tune and figure out some rules and try and find some gains. So we're gonna have a small 1X there that day. I believe that'll just be me, but Frost in Battlezone was talking about maybe coming out and kind of doing the same thing.
Okay.
Then we got May 31st, the St. Jude's charity event. I know it's the same day as the Brand X show. There's nothing I can really do about that. I had already planned it and released it before they released their date. So it is what it is. I hope everybody has a good time that goes to their show. Anybody comes out to the St. Jude show, it's going to be a good time too. We're going to be doing donations, the $10 gate fee donations, $10 off of every entry is going to be donated. And then we're going to do 50-50, where the R50 is going to be donated to St. Jude's, and then possibly even a raffle. We'll have to see if we can get some raffle items or something going. I try and stay away from it a little bit, but when you're trying to bring some money
Right.
up, you always want to do everything you can.
For sure.
I do have multiple shows. Of course, I don't have my notebook, I don't think, with me. I left it at the shop today. Dang. Of course. We do have a ton of shows, basically 2 a month, planned all the way to September. I know we got Myland August 23rd. That's a 3X event. That's booked, that's set and booked. The other dates I will get on it though. But that covers May. June. I'm not even going to get into that. I will get the rest of the dates released ASAP though.
There you go.
That's what I do.
That works. I was going to say, I know quite at least 2 or 3, a handful of our judges. I know they've got full schedules or pretty full schedules already, but I think they've only submitted maybe half of them or whatever, just to get things rolling. Maybe a few things to iron out, or this or that. But one way or the other, we still have a lot of events to put on the schedule. So What's going on, Mr. Ball, Mr. Charlie Kramer,
What up?
sorry. How you guys doing this evening? Um, all right, so I think, like I said, I did my little thing at the beginning there. We got Michigan events covered. Um, so I guess let's talk about why we're on here to talk. So like competition stuff, things like that. I guess we'll start around, what's going on, Milani. Uh, Mike, Joe wants to know if you're still coming to Marion.
If that's the 19th, yes, I am definitely coming. Wherever the 4X event is, I'll be there.
Mr. Conehead, how you doing this evening? All right, so I guess we'll start like I do with everybody. I guess what got you involved in this crazy little thing we do? What got you involved in the car audio? When, where, why, all that good stuff.
This is one of my favorite stories, man. Man, I was probably like, I was either 4 or 5 years old, man. I used to spend a lot of time at my grandparents when I was young. And they lived kind of on the outskirts of the hood. I remember sitting in the living room one day and I was watching TV and all of a sudden, boom, boom, shit was shaking. Sorry, man. Stuff was shaking. And I looked at my grandpa and I was like, Grandpa, what is that? And he's like, oh, that's one of them boom, boom machines. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to get me one of those. So that's where my bass addiction started.
So you're younger than a lot of us, I suppose. But I guess so. You were 4 or 5 years old when you first kind of knew that you were addicted to it, and then how long was it before you actually got to like really see one live in person?
And so man, really never went any further at that age with it,
right?
But when I was 13, we started messing around, hooking up car stereos, with me and my buddies. I hung out with some older guys, and one of them was pretty into it or whatever. So he showed me how to do it. So, next thing I knew, I was 14, 15, and my parents gave me a little 86 Chevy Nova or something. It looked like a, old Camry or something, little piece of junk. And next thing you knew, I had Pioneer Super Tuner 3 in there with the house speakers hooked up in the 15s in the trunk, and blew the car up before I ever got my driver's license, of course. But when I turned 16, I got a car and got me some Pioneer 10s and a couple of Road Gear 250s and hooked it all up and pulled the 6x9s out of the rear deck and dug the back seat out and started figuring out ways to get the bass in the car.
Yeah, so it sounds like you kind of got going like a lot of us did, I guess. So then I guess from there, when did you witness your first competition, or how did you get into the competition? What brought you there?
So that was like 2007. I'd gotten my first set of Rockford T112s and a T1001 BD and thought I was beaten, and thought, heard there was this audio competition stuff going on. And sure enough, 10 miles down the highway, there was this shop in New Buffalo that was called Extreme Audio, maybe, or something like that. I don't even remember. It was so long ago, but that was where my first MECA shows were.
Okay.
In 2007. But yeah, my first show I ever went to, I did a 139.9 out of the trunk with that, the 212s and the 1000, and was pretty disappointed. Knew I needed to at least be doing a 40 for sure.
Right.
But yeah, so about 2007, and then I jumped around a little bit. I did some DB drag, some USAC, some of the other orgs they never felt right, where MECA just kind of felt home for me. It just felt even, and a place where you didn't have to do a 160 to win the world championship. I felt like everybody kind of had a chance, man.
Right.
It's more fair.
So I guess when you got to those shows, what hooked you into wanting to keep coming back? Were you just motivated by wanting to be better and wanting to beat some, be a champion, or was there somebody like that you saw there that you were like, oh, I got to do that, or uh, you know,
Yeah, man. I think I don't know. I liked it, man. I don't know. I honestly can't tell you what made me keep coming back. All my buddies, a bunch of my buddies were into it too. And it's what we did. We hung out and drank beer and played stereos, went to work till 5, 6 o'clock and then played stereos till 2, 3, 4 o'clock.
There you go.
I think just the competition, man. Probably the want to be the best. I've always been pretty competitive, and
right.
So, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. So, I guess that kind of answered my next question, because I was going to ask you kind of like, what was your inspiration to compete or keep competing? Like, do you have something now that drives you to keep getting better, or something that inspires you to keep getting better?
Cody Van Dyke. No.
Okay.
No, just kidding. No. I don't know, man. As I've won a couple world championships, and like I said, I've always been kind of competitive everywhere. But as I'm getting older, and my competitive edge is kind of getting off of there a little bit. I'm really just trying to do my personal best. The one thing with me is, I use equipment nobody else uses, and most of the time people laugh at. So, and we do really well with it. So it, that always puts a smile on my face. So,
Right. Okay. So that kind of leads into my next question. What's going on, Mr. Kramer or Matt Kramer? Uh, let's see here. So I guess the next one is, how many championships have you won, or do you know? And from how many different organizations? Are they all MECA, or do you have some other ones sprinkled in there?
So I've got 3 official world championships. I did get DQ'd in 2012 out of the winner's circle. But yeah, they're all with MECA. Like I said, man, once I kind of jumped around and competed in the other orgs, I never really wanted to go any further, because a lot of the other orgs at that time really felt like it was just a money game, and working $12 an hour, at a 9 to 5 wasn't the money game back then.
Right. I know what you mean there. Well, let's see. How many how many different builds have you have in your competition career? Have you always been working on the same vehicle?
Jesus. Man. Well, I mean, my first car was I had a Chevy Lumina, which I only competed a few times in, and then
I think I remember that.
Bought my Monty. I've had my Monty since, geez, I don't know, man. I think, I actually think the only show I ever competed in was the very first show was with that Lumina ever. And then after that, I had that Monty. And in the Monty alone, I've had, I don't know, probably 24 different builds at least.
Right.
Had, fourth orders, 215s, 213s, single 16, 212s. I don't know, umpteen different times, 210s. I mean, I don't know. I've built that car. I've had it almost 20 years now.
Right.
2009, I bought the Geo. I started building that thing for M1, M2 back then. Um, in that, I started with the two T112s, had three T115s at one point, HDC 18, which is what I ran with for a long time. And then I got the 19, the Rockford 19, and I think it was 2018 I got that, and I've been using that since 2018. Same sub, same amps.
So how many different variations have you gone through in that Geo? Have you tore it apart a bunch of times?
Too many
Yeah,
times.
too many. Okay.
I've torn it apart enough times that I've made it that it is not tear apartable anymore. So
It's
I
not
know
terrible.
it.
All
No,
right, Webster's.
I'm telling you, you're gonna have to chainsaw that one to get that shit out of there, stuff out of there this time.
You're good. I know I'm gonna call Webster when we get off here, and we're gonna make up a new word: tear apartable.
Tear apartable. That's it.
It's no longer tear apartable.
Nope, not happening.
What's going on, Mr. Wayne Beard? How you doing?
What up, Wayne?
Um, so a lot of different builds in there, huh? And
A
now
lot.
it's not. Now it's not tear apartable. So
Nope. It's getting rebuilt though.
it's
Getting
getting
rebuilt.
rebuilt.
Yep, again. But
And how are we going to do that if since we can't tear apartable it?
well, because I can still pull the faceplates off and change
Okay.
the faceplates, and then there's a lot of work that I did inside the box when having the single 19 in there is really designed to do a high ratio force was my intent. But I'm a
Right.
flat wall guy, and I just can't seem to get rid of the flat wall. So
Okay.
I had done a lot of shrinking and curving and stuff inside the box, which still needed a lot more to get it down. I think I was probably down to about 10 cubes right now. But the sub reacted a lot better when I had it in 8. And I think it would have reacted even better in like 6 or 6.5.
Right.
But I didn't get that far, and now I bought another one. So I'm gonna
Oh,
put.
so now the plan is to have two of them, huh?
Yeah. There's no more. It's been single sub life for years, man. I've been single sub,
I was
man.
gonna say I don't know if I can remember the last time I saw you with more than one.
It was probably 2019, especially in the Geo. 2009, 2010. Once I got that HDC 418, I never went back to multiple subs in there.
JP, I have sound quality guys on here too. There's a few of them in there. I think 3 or 4 I've had on here. It's just unfortunately we have a lot more sound pressure classes, so I've gone through a lot of the sound quality guys. There's still a couple of them that I'm working on getting on here, but I've had Nathan, Steve, Tony. I think Matt. Who else have I had on here sound quality wise? But I get the sound quality guys on here also. There's just not as many classes. And right now, I'm basically just bringing guys in that, have won a championship or won a, a club award last year. So, there'll be more sound quality guys. I try to do those as much as we can. So I'll be getting some more of those guys in here soon once I make it down, through these champions and stuff. I plan on keep getting people on here. I've got a list of a few other guys I want to get on here as well. So um, JP, uh, whenever you see one of the SQ guys on here, make sure you hop in. But I do have some sound quality guys in here also. And if you have questions or anything, I can always point you in the right direction. So, I think that might answer that one. Let's see. Uh, what other questions I got here?
Wayne, I am excited about the 12th too, man.
I don't think I'm seeing any other questions in here yet from the crowd. So I guess I'll kind of
I see
maybe.
Mima's question. I have no clue is the answer.
Oh,
That is a good question.
I was gonna leave it alone.
Yeah,
But
I figured it's all good.
um, let's see. What's going on, Mr. Slayball? How you doing this evening? Yeah, it's time to get the season started up. I know y'all aren't far out. So Kevin's asking us what class are you gonna shoot for this year?
Man, so I think I'm gonna burp M3. Winning M1 last year kicks me out of M1. Did we make that official? Winning the one classes?
Not yet. We didn't.
Oh, okay. Well, what up, Phil? Probably M2. I'm probably gonna burp M3. Gonna play around in M2. Gonna park and pound 2. If I get the power I want, I'll probably play around in XM1 and XM2. Maybe X.
There you go.
Other subs. The only other subs I've ever tried in my personal vehicle is the Audio Q HTC 418. Other than that, I've only had Rockford Power Series subs.
There you go.
There it is. Yep. Oh, Kyle's coming.
Now they're asking what Kyle's playing.
Yeah, Kyle's coming. That's where Kyle's going to do. Kyle's coming.
Oh, so he'll snitch on me, but not on Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle's coming, man. It's going to be fun. It's so I've been saying it a lot, man. You just can't leave us unattended. And boy, oh boy, it's yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. It's going to be real fun.
So do you have goals for this season? What's your goals for the season? I guess maybe. Well, I mean, you don't have to snitch on anybody, but what's your goals? Team wise, that's class wise, all that good stuff.
Well, personally, competitor wise, I plan on beating Kyle's M3 score. That's first and foremost.
Okay.
I will give him, he's usually a little louder than me at the headrest, but we're going to see what happens. Park and pound wise, going to the 2 subs, it's going to knock me out of the park and pound 1, which I really wanted to get my 30 in park and pound 1, which I did a 29.66, I think, a couple years ago.
Right.
But so park and pound 2, I, always putting up the best numbers, trying to do at least a 33 or something. Thanks, Kyle. And I don't know, man, 65 in the kick. Pray that the Geo doesn't fall apart at this point. The amount of abuse that 219 is going to do inside of that vehicle. Dude, I don't know, man. $500 a windshield. I don't feel like paying for a bunch of those. So we're going to see what happens. It's going to be loud.
Dang. Is it the shape of those? They're so expensive or what?
It's a Geo Metro. There's probably like 6 of them still running around,
Well, I guess.
And I own 2 of them.
That's a fair assessment. He said there's 6 of them I own too. All right. So, you're going 2 subs. You going to do any upgrades with the amps, or are you keeping the same amp setup?
No. There? So I'm not, man, because
am I getting too? Am I asking?
No,
too much?
I don't hide nothing. That's it's gonna do what it's gonna do in the lane. Talk's cheap, so the real numbers will be on the meter. But gonna have to sell the Rockford's amps, and I got to get some bigger ones. Debating whether I'm gonna do the JP 63s or the 83s. Obviously the ruthless guys are out there. They're pretty hot right now too. But I don't know. It's hard to get away from the Rockford equipment, but I need more
Yeah,
power.
those of you that don't know, Mike's been a Rockford guy for ever since I think I met him.
Day one.
Um, and to be honest with you, when it comes to equipment and being loyal to a company, I don't know that I know anybody that's done it for as long and hard as Mike has. So, if you want my opinion, kudos for that. They don't, I don't know. Uh, like I said, I don't know very many people that are that loyal to a specific company, especially for that amount of time. So, there's a few of them out there, but I think, yeah, I think I don't know very many people that's been that. No, I'm not using nothing else. This is my stuff. And like I said, I've always kind of respected that. So, and he's made it look pretty good over the years too. Sometimes, he might not think so or whatever, but he might come up short. But he's made the stuff look good.
It
Uh,
does decent, man. It does decent.
there you go. Jack Hawley says Sound Digital 20K.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
Kevin
I don't
says
know.
pony up for that Rockford 15K.
Dude, I would buy that thing in a second if I could ever find one for sale. I don't think they actually ever marketed those, man. It was just like a prototype thing.
I guess my grandma probably wants to know how old you are, or Shannon does.
I am
She
40.
always asks everybody that.
That's all right. Yep. 40, man. About to be 41 in May.
There you go. Philip said buy his 83 so he can get a 93.
What you want for it, man? I got some trades.
There's a joke there, but I will leave it alone.
I don't know the joke, sorry.
Hopefully, only I do.
Yeah, it was a 4-channel, Bryce.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think you're right. It was a 4 channel. Okay, so what other questions we got? Philip Schleybaugh says 800, and Mike said he'll give you 650.
I'll be in touch.
Sometimes you just need $650. Yeah.
Yep. I'm in.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss any questions here. I think David asked about the website. I went over that at the very beginning, but I'll say it one more time. The majority of it's getting pretty close. There's still a couple of little issues getting things to show to the front. A few members and stuff like that. A few things still kind of out of whack. It's not 100%. I don't know exactly what to call it, maybe 65, 70%, but we are making some progress, and I'm hoping, here in the next few weeks, we should be pretty close to back to where we were. So you got every rule book but the show and shine rule book. I'll have the show and shine rule book up by the end of the week. I have it ready. I got to send it to them, so that's my fault. But rule books are up. The event schedule's fixed. Most of your points and standings, I think, are starting to work again. Like I said, there's still a few little quirks there, but we're able to upload the scores and stuff again. So for the most part, the website is starting to hit the ground running, just like the season is. So that's the news on the website. Let's see. That's the joke. Da. Now I got to catch up. It's a good question, Mr. Mesky. So he probably already knows the answer. You've probably already discussed it in depth. But, what's the one thing that you think that you need to do to your car to get it loud?
I mean, the one thing, oof, there's a lot of one things.
Oof.
Yeah, there's a lot of one things. I mean, the one thing you definitely need to get your car loud is a system.
There you go.
That's what I
Is
got.
there one thing that you want to do to your car that you think will make it louder? Is
Prepare
he
the
asking?
cabin.
Is he asking me to ask you a trick question?
I don't, who knows with that guy, you know? Prepare the cabin is the most important, or step one. You know, get the cabin finished before you actually do the box or get your testing done. You know, that's
I agree with that.
deadener. That's the one. Another one thing. You know,
What's your least favorite part of the build process?
sanding,
Sanding. Okay.
sanding, sanding always sucks. Whether it's Bondo or just box corners or whatever it is. It's never a lot of fun.
All right. So he don't like sanding. A lot of people's answer is deadener, and
Mm-hmm.
it can be not fun also, but I can
I
see sanding not being fun. I can get with that. I actually like to sand, but I didn't tell you that.
ah
Okay. Um,
now I know who I'm calling.
yeah. Let's
So I
see.
guess with deadener, I don't mind the deadening as much. I guess because I feel like it's gains. I see gains when I'm doing deadening. Where sanding, I'm just looking at making it most likely look better.
Right.
But I guess some of it can be cosmetic too when you're rounding corners or you know 45 in boxes and stuff.
He said that Kyle said he's the one that has to do all the deadening. So how would you know if you
He,
like it or
he,
not?
he does a lot of deadening, but there's one thing he doesn't deaden very much in, and that's the geo. So
I mean, Wayne, I'm for rent, buddy. I mean, if you need somebody to come sand, I mean, hit me up. I can probably sand. I mean, like I said, I need some rent money, so I can come sand for money. Yeah, that's always a good idea. Let me know. Okay, let's see. What was the most sketchy run you have done? I don't know if I know exactly what that means, but
well, I at least got an answer for it.
okay.
Must have been probably like 2009, 2010. I had my Monte Carlo and wired in two T1001 BDs for the first time on my 12s, and turned that thing on, and the next thing I knew, smoke was rolling out from underneath the dash, fried the CPU. Yeah, it was the ECU, I think, right in the lane. Car went haywire. Um, yeah, it was pretty sketchy that day. Luckily, I got home. Nothing really burned up too bad. Like I said, I burned up that computer in the car somehow, but yeah, that was pretty sketchy.
There you go.
Running from the cops, that's definitely sketchy, Wayne.
Yeah. I usually just roll away. Oh, my bad. Let's see. Yeah, Dedner's definitely tedious. Mike Mack says get some Detroit shows.
We are working on it, man. Believe it or not, getting shows inside the big city isn't the easiest thing. But I got two pretty solid guys trying to get us some venues. Should actually have some news on one here soon. We haven't talked about it in a little bit, so keep your eyes open. We are trying. We are actually trying to find a couple of indoor venues in Detroit. So
Heck yeah.
as soon as we have one, you guys will know.
Wintertime shows in Michigan.
That's it. We're just trying to keep up with Florida.
I hear that. All right. I guess the next one is we've done a lot. So, do you have what's your favorite award or your favorite trophy? Does any of them stand out to you? Does one of them mean more than the rest of them or anything?
2009, Steve gave me the Pioneer Award.
Okay.
Which, you know, at that time, it was my first year actually judging with MECA and being the event director and stuff. And first year at finals, you know, I didn't have any idea about the specialty awards or anything, let alone thinking I was going to win one, you know, so that was pretty cool. Obviously, winning the event director of the year and the getting or taking care of business award. Sorry.
Right.
Those were both really cool this year. You know, my world champions chips, those are, you know, favorites, of course.
Well, Philip, help us find somewhere to do them and we'll get them going.
Yes, get me a venue or help me find one. So,
What is your highest sound pressure score?
in the lanes, I did a 160.5 in XM1.
Okay.
I think it was 2 years ago.
Joe says, "Get me some Michigan shows at the Banging at the Boatyard."
I'm gonna try and do one possibly in July. I still have to talk to the venue, but he's usually pretty open.
Yeah, Jeffrey. Well, just let us know, Bryce. I mean, you know, like I said, reach out to, uh, I guess, Chad there. And then if Chad doesn't want to do it, then we'll pass it off or, you know, get right with Shannon. That might help if, you know, if it's a shop or whatever, to go ahead and get in touch with Shannon and see what she can get going with them. And then, you know, we'll figure out who's best suited to get out there and get them done for you. So yeah, just reach out to Shannon anytime. We've been doing some stuff with retailers and stuff this year, trying to get more retailers and things involved. So that'd probably be my first step is maybe reach out to her and you know see how we can get them going, and then we'll get somebody out there to get the shows up and off the ground. If you could change one thing in MECA, what would it be?
Man, I'd really have to think about it, man. I mean, obviously we have our little changes and fixes every year, but as far as thinking something that needs to change in the club, I don't have anything right offhand. I love us just the way we are.
I got to talk to somebody, maybe the Moose Lodge in Elkhart. Okay. Yeah, just let us know. rotating dueling demo judges, I don't really know what you mean by that, because I mean they do if you go to different shows, and I don't know that I've had the same ones at finals, at least not all three of them. So they are rotating.
I think he means like having like 6 judges instead of 3, like to where 3 do street and then 3 do mod
Oh,
street.
we could do that.
Yeah, I think that's what he's talking about. Yeah,
I mean, I don't think that's a bad idea either, but I need 6 of them that you
yeah,
know.
for like finals or something when there's a bunch of them, but at your normal shows you're not going to have enough dueling demos to really have to worry about that or ear fatigue or anything. um
Right.
like at finals there's a lot of competitors there, so yeah, it's not a horrible idea, but
Yeah, I mean, I've talked with Mike about it too. I think it's a good idea, but it's also pretty difficult to find 6 different people that don't have teammates competing and all that stuff too. So, uh, you know, so I mean, we've talked about all that stuff. It's not that it's not good ideas, or it's not that we don't want to do it or whatever. It's just a matter of time and getting I guess I don't know if you want to call it the staff or whatever, but basically it's just a matter of time before what you're asking for happens. And sometimes that's why I give y'all give y'all crap back. It's because it's stuff I already plan on doing, or we've already thought about, talked about. It's just a matter of putting it into action, and sometimes putting things into action takes a little time. And it takes money also. Let's see here. A People's Choice Award for dueling demos. Eh. I mean I mean we could do that, but to me it wouldn't mean much. It'd just be whoever has the most friends there. That used to be what dueling demos was. I mean, basically was the crowd, People's Choice voted it. And so I mean, yeah, we could do that, but it boils down to who's going to win it is just who brought the most people or who has the biggest team. I mean, unfortunately, that's just my honest opinion, but yeah, we could probably come up with something like that. But I also sometimes at my events I have regular people judge too. Sometimes, like this last weekend at the Forex, I had 2 competitors judge with me, and uh, it was kind of interesting to say the least. You know, I think some of the scores were like 20 points, 25 points difference, but I mean, it was unbiased, natural opinions. So uh, it worked out all right, I suppose. Uh, but yeah, we could come up with something like that. It's not a horrible idea, but that's basically how dueling demos used to be judged for a while, and then it started a lot of controversy and arguments and stuff because, like I said, it was just whoever had the biggest team with them basically won, and then they kind of started doing the judging stuff. I can't remember exactly when, but then you know it was kind of just they picked a car that won or whatever. So not a bad idea. What's going on, Mr. Wentworth? Yeah, so yeah, Mike definitely was already trained and certified in sound quality, but we have, a new staff that's heading that up, and things changed, slightly. So, we just wanted to get him a refresher, and also to be 100% honest, when it comes to the sound quality stuff, I think taking those refreshers, quite often is actually beneficial. The more we listen together and the more we learn together, the more consistent we can be. And the guys that understand that with me, you we might be looked at as sound pressure guys or whatever, but it doesn't mean we don't care about our sound quality competitors. We want to do a good job, so the more we learn with those guys and the more we sit down together, the better it gets for the whole club. And that's the goal, and the reason why we're doing more trainings and all that stuff is, I guess, don't get me wrong, some guys, they don't, it's not their cup of tea. They don't want a whole lot to do with it. But, there's quite a few guys that are my event directors or judges that, they might be looked at as a sound pressure guy, or, they might be looked at as somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about when it comes to that. But really, to me, in order to judge it, you don't really have to understand 100% what you're doing to operate or fix the system. You just have to understand the reference and the scoring. And like I said, the more we listen together and talk together, I think the more consistent that becomes across the board. Because sound quality as a judge is definitely something that you kind of have to want to learn, and you have to want to do a good job. Just you can't just go sit through the training and then go expect to do good at it. It takes time. So, that's the goal with that. And I mean, whether anybody likes it or not, my honest opinion is the guys that don't know much about it are probably the best judges, because it's less bias. But who am I? But anyways, so Wayne says he still needs a copy of your judging notes so he can study.
I got those.
Let's see if I missed any questions while I was rambling there. Doesn't look like it. So, I mean, it kind of goes both ways too. Doing demos is the same way. It's just not quite as strict when it comes to like the clarity or tonality section, however you want to look for it. The more we do it together, the more we talk about it, the more we can, sharpen all of our tools. My tools as far as sharpening the training and how we do it and what we teach people and how to get those messages across to people. I mean, all that stuff, I feel like we all have a lot to learn, and the more we do it, the sharper the tools get. So, I think that's the goal with all of those. So yeah, but SQ judging, it is difficult to sit down and put a number on something. Like I said, any of that stuff, show and shine, doing demos, install, the ride the light, any of the stuff where you have to look at it and actually critique what somebody has spent their blood, sweat, tears, money. Most of my guys that are judging, that are event directors, they come from a place where we did some part of this competition at some point, and no matter what part of it is, we know what it takes to do what you do. And it's really hard to critique on somebody that what they had to go through, what they did, the process it takes to get there, especially when you really care. So it is really hard to get down and put numbers on stuff sometimes. So yeah, you're not wrong there. Wayne said, when are you going to run the Geo in sound quality?
Geo has to have at least one high speaker inside of it to run in sound quality, man. So maybe a couple years I'll do the doors or something on it. But yeah, there's not even a musical speaker other than the subwoofer inside that thing.
Right.
Maybe you could do dueling demos. I could put my little screen box on the roof and do dueling demos with it.
There you go. Yeah. You could be a dual demoer.
That's it.
Yeah, I agree with that too. So I definitely do think it's came a long way, but we still got a long way to go. Most folks that know me know that, we'll just keep on grinding until I get it right. I ain't always perfect, but there isn't much quit in me. So, most people I think that know me knows that. Those of you that don't, watch out now, because here I come. But anyways, Wayne said just put your box on the dash.
I don't know, man. It's a little car and it's a big box. It's not going to fit quite. The little box does get down, though.
The little box rocks. I don't know if I've heard it yet, or I probably have and just don't remember.
Yeah, it's the same thing I've been using, but I just redid all the speakers in it this year and put some 6x9s in it, so it's got a little bit of mid bass. It's kind of fun, but it's just some Rockford speakers.
I'm still waiting for Milani to come feed me some short ribs, dude. I need some gains. All right, so yeah, Jeffrey fell up the stairs and down the stairs at judge training. That definitely happened.
Damn.
And he said it was one of his best memories, so that's good. So, did you win one of the club awards this year, Mike? I thought you might have, but I can't remember.
I got Event Director of the Year and the Taking Care of Business Award.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought I remembered handing you a couple of those.
Yeah, I think those are the two I got this year.
Okay, and you got the championship, so
by default, but quietest world champion of all time.
Quietest world champion.
That's right.
I hear that. Hey, it happens.
Hey.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna make it happen. Let me know, Milani. I them short ribs. Even though he showed me how to do it, I still don't go do it. I should go do it myself, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Event Director of the Year, right? That was Mike.
That was I.
And he was taking care of business.
I was doing the best I can.
Came in, that's for sure. So you guys got any other questions for Mr. Mike? I'm trying to think if I do. I know I got through my list of questions here that I ask everybody, but I'm trying to think if I got something else I could ask him. I know that one. I guess we could go ahead and do that while I'm waiting. Been on here a little, like I said, I think I've almost had Mike on here an hour, so that's pretty good, Let's see here. I guess you get to pick the next victim if you want to go ahead and do that.
Man. Man. Geez, oh Pete's, man. I don't know who to say next. Honestly, you guys have had quite a few good guys on here. Man. Yeah, I really don't know. I don't know who to tell you for next. Maybe what about O'Shawn?
Parody?
Yeah, since his buddy called me out.
We wanted him, but I think he plays in a pool league on Tuesday. You want me to get a hold of him and do it on a different night?
I mean, if that's what we got to do.
Because eventually, y'all are asking for him, so I might as well just get him, right?
I mean, everybody loves Sean, man. He's always got. Oh, Joe calls Kyle out. Kyle might get mad. No, not really, but dang. I mean, Kyle's been through the ringer. They're calling for Kyle, I guess.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll reach Kyle and I'll reach Sean and I'll arrange something with Sean and if I have to change it to Wednesday or Thursday, we could do that. Let's see here. What dueling demo winner stands out the most?
Winner? Tony Economu in Street from Florida.
He'd probably get mad too. but he's on my list because
Well, that
I
somebody was
think
saying
I think Tony P wanted to call him out, but he was afraid to do it.
it says what DD winner stands out the most, and I was just answering,
No, I
Tony
know.
that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's other people that stand out big time for me is and DD would be Charles Simone, which you guys already had him on here with Wayne.
Right.
Um, you know, yeah, I like the Kyle idea. I like the Kyle idea.
All right.
It
Mike
might.
Matt, Chad, are you judging on the 19th? Yep, Chad and Sean's going to be there helping us out, but you got to deal with me and Shannon on that day too.
Ooh, I think I'm judging DD that day, Mr. Mac.
I was gonna say I think Mike Smith's coming too. So
Yeah, Mike
yeah,
Smith is coming. I will be there.
yeah. So you won't get your rotating judge, man. It's the same dang on one. That's bull.
I can spin circles or something while
I'm
I'm
I'm just
walking circles.
I'm just messing with y'all.
Uh,
Yeah, but Dean hadn't done it in about 2 years, I guess. But yeah, Dean's car was pretty nice.
yeah,
Wayne said Kyle's gonna hate us.
he is, and it might be hard for him too if he's got the little one, man.
Right.
So
Well, I'll ask him. I do want to get him on here eventually, so it ain't all your fault.
yeah, that's what's up.
But
He's got a fun story. He's got
I
stuff
want
to
I
talk
want
about.
everybody to have their shine. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's kind of what this is all about. Trying to, you know, let you guys have your little moment and answer folks' questions, answer my questions, let people know where you came from, all that good stuff. Man, I thank y'all for watching. Uh, I guess since we know who's coming next or who we're going to try to reach out to, any last minute questions? Last minute questions for Mike before I kick him out and we get ready to sign off for the evening.
It is always my fault, bro. I understand.
Well,
Okay, though.
yeah, I tried to make it a good time. It's gotten a lot, I think I've came a long way since I started doing it. So I never was one of those guys that wanted to jump on here and be like, "Oh, look at me." If I was, I'd probably have a lot more fans by now and a lot more haters too. But you know, here I am now. Here I am now. Oh, Kyle says, "Why does Mike suck?"
Oh, that's awesome. Sorry, buddy. Love you, man.
Bring
I
you some
got you. I
Easter
got you, Mac.
fish.
I'll make some fresh ones.
All right. I guess you got anything last you want to say to the folks before I sign you out?
Nah, appreciate you guys checking me out, man. We'll see you in the lanes.
All right, Mike. Well, it was good talking with you. I appreciate you coming on with me tonight. Event director of the year, quietest world champion ever,
Yes, let's
taking
go.
care of business award winner 2024. And now I guess we're getting ready to kick off this 2025 stuff up there in Michigan. I think we've got it going. We'll pretty much have it going most areas here soon. So, get out there, get your points, get your memberships, get ready for finals. Uh, yeah. Appreciate you, Mike. I'll probably call you here in a few minutes.
Cool. Sounds
And
good, man.
we'll talk to you again on here one day, I guess. Maybe you'll be on next year with me.
Sounds good.
Maybe before that too. But again, we appreciate you and good luck with your upcoming shows and hopefully we can make it up there here soon. I know we scheduled the 4X up there too, but I don't think we released it yet. So
yeah, no, we got it though. It'll come.
yeah.
We'll be
All
there.
right, brother. Well, I appreciate you. You have a good night. I'll talk to you here soon.
All right, brother. You too.
Later. All right, everybody. So that's Mike Smith. He called out Kyle. It's all Mike's fault. No, he didn't want to, Kyle. He gave me some other names too. So, we'll see who I get on here next. I appreciate everybody watching this evening. Like us up, share us up, help get the word out for the events coming up. I'm looking forward. We've already kicked the season off. Things kicked off pretty good in Tennessee. I had a great time. I got to see Mike Jones back in the lanes. It was great to see him out and about again. We've got a lot of stuff coming up, and we got to see a lot of new faces in Tennessee. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Pops kicks off the rest of the year there. I think the last time I was there, we had 4 or 5 folks show up at the same venue. And I think, this past weekend, we had probably around 40 or 50 vehicles out there. I think we did about 34, 35 entries for the 4X and maybe 25 or 26 for the 3X. So, that's a long way from, 4 entries. So, I was really happy about that, and looking forward to seeing what Pops and Landon keep on doing there, and hopefully we'll make our way back down there again next year. Good luck fishing, Mr. Conehead. I wish I was fishing. I don't have time for that. I've been chasing doll hairs and trying to handle MECA stuff and take care of home here. And I don't know. I've been kind of feeling like a chicken with my head cut off the last month or so, but we're making it work. I'm not sure, Mike. Those of you that asked, the website's pretty much up and going for the most part. And then, keep your eyes peeled. I'll be making the World Finals announcement within the next 2 weeks tops. Yeah, so I appreciate everybody, and I'm going to be making my way to Alabama this weekend. Yeah, you can set world records at 4Xs now. Just make sure you let the judge know that's what you want to do. So yeah, we started doing that. So let's see here. I think I'm going to wrap it up again. I appreciate you guys. Looking forward to seeing everybody in Alabama this weekend. Until next time, keep it loud and clear, MECA heads.